Welcome to This Explainer. Listen, we need to talk about the massive Q4 fulfillment by Amazon storage fees that are quietly destroying your holiday profit margins. You're watching your sales go up year over year, but when you look at your actual take-home profit, it just doesn't match up. FBA fees are likely eating 15 to 25% of your revenue, and a massive chunk of that hits right at the end of the year. Most sellers just shrug and accept these peak fees as the cost of doing business, but they absolutely are not.
Section 1, the Q4 margin killer.
All right, here's the absolute villain of our story. An insane $2.40 per cubic foot storage fee. This literally catches amateur sellers completely off guard every single December. Just to put that into perspective for you, from January all the way through September, you're paying a pretty reasonable 78 cents per cubic foot. Then in October and November, it creeps up a bit to 87 cents, but December, bam, it skyrockets to $2.40. That is a massive 3x increase compared to the rest of the year. Section 2, the 3x storage fee spike. So let's look at exactly how much this peak season fee is eating into your hard-earned holiday returns. The numbers are honestly staggering. Just imagine you've got 200 cubic feet of inventory sitting in an Amazon fulfillment center in December. You're going to be paying $480 for that storage, instead of the standard $156 you'd pay in, say, March. That's a $324 premium just for one single month. And remember, that's only for 200 cubic feet. If you're moving serious volume, multiply that premium across your whole catalog, and yeah, you'll see exactly why those Q4 margins are vanishing into thin air. So I really gotta ask you, are you paying Amazon to store your profits? Well, if you send all your holiday inventory in October or November, like most sellers do, thinking they're being proactive and planning ahead, the answer is, unfortunately, yes. You're actually maximizing your storage costs because Amazon charges you based on your average daily volume each month. You end up holding this massive amount of inventory right when storage fees are at their absolute peak. It's a total trap. Section 3, the two-wave timing strategy. Okay, so how do we actually fix this? It's time to introduce the ultimate Q4 optimization strategy. And the best part? It's not about leaving FBA entirely, it's just a smarter logistical play. Instead of dropping everything into Amazon's crazy expensive warehouse right before the holidays, the data clearly shows we need to break shipments into two deliberate ways. Amateur sellers just dump 100% of their Q4 stock into FBA in October, and then they get slammed with those massive bills. But optimized sellers, they strategically split their shipments across the end of Q3 and the beginning of Q4. Here is exactly how this optimal timing breaks down. First, calculate your Q4 sales forecasts, which for most categories is going to be about 2 to 3 times your normal monthly volume. Then you're going to send 60% of your stock so it arrives by September 30th. Why that date? Because the storage rate is still just 78 cents per cubic foot. After that, you follow up with the remaining 40%, timing it to arrive right around mid-October, specifically between the 10th and the 20th. This specific sequence is a real game changer. It ensures you've got plenty of stock for the Black Friday rush, but without holding on to a massive, insanely expensive surplus during that December fee spike. Wave 1, which is just sitting comfortably at those lower storage rates, covers early November and Black Friday. Then, Wave 2 rolls in just in time to cover Cyber Monday and the final push through mid-December. Basically, you're selling through that inventory almost as fast as it hits the warehouse shelves. By executing this two-wave strategy, the data shows you can actually reduce your December storage costs by 40 to 50% compared to sellers who just send everything in October. Plus, it really helps you maintain a high inventory performance index, your IPI score, because you're keeping your sell-through rate steady instead of instantly creating a huge glut of excess inventory all at once. Section 4, the line of credit hack. Now, I know exactly what you're thinking. Sending 60% of your holiday inventory by September 30th means you have to order it from your supplier way earlier. Doesn't that tie up your cash flow for way longer? It's a completely fair question, and honestly, yes, it does. It extends your cash conversion cycle by about 45 days. But here's where it gets really interesting. The research shows that borrowing money to do this is actually your cheapest option by far. We're talking about opportunity cost here, carrying inventory early on credit versus paying Amazon's exorbitant peak storage premium. The math on this is absolutely fascinating. Let's say you've got $10,000 worth of inventory. If you pay an 8% annual interest rate on a line of credit to float that inventory for those 45 extra days, it costs you just $98.63. Compare that to the Amazon December premium for 200 cubic feet, which we already established as $324. You're saving over $225 in this small example alone. You're literally leveraging a simple line of credit to fund an early September delivery and keeping that cash right where it belongs, in your pocket. As the sources point out, carrying inventory costs on a line of credit is drastically cheaper than paying the peak season FBA storage premium. You should never just accept FBA fees as the unchangeable cost of doing business, especially when a brilliant financial hack like this can completely rescue your margins. For most sellers, that December storage premium is just so extreme that an early September delivery wins easily, every single time. Section 5. Your Q4 Action Plan. Okay, let's distill all of this down into a concrete action plan so you can actually execute this today. The sources lay out of a really clear 4-step framework. First, accurately forecast your Q4 sales. Remember, plan for that 2 to 3 times normal volume. Second, secure an 8% line of credit right now so you've got that early capital ready to go for your suppliers. Third, split your incoming shipments into that 60-40 ratio. And finally, ruthlessly hit that September 30th delivery deadline for your very first wave.
Oh, and there is an incredible added bonus to all of this. By staggering your shipments into these 2 ways, you guarantee a steady flow of inventory. And this is totally crucial because of Amazon's low inventory level fee. That fee hits you if your historical days of supply drops below 28 days over both a 30-day and 90-day period. By keeping a rolling wave of inventory arriving, your historical days of supply safely stays above that 28-day mark, which completely protects you from yet another Amazon penalty fee.
So it really all boils down to this. Are you going to pay Amazon $2.40 per cubic foot to literally store your profits? Or are you going to step up and take control of your Q4 timeline? The math is proven, the 2-wave strategy is absolutely clear, and that line of credit hack is your new secret weapon. The choice is yours. Thanks for hanging out with me for this explainer. Now go protect those margins and absolutely crush Q4.